label their pain, or again, it's all about tactical empathy. And he mentions it. I think he talks about a situation where he was in a shootout, or not a shoot, there was a fugitive, and they were in a hostage situation in Harlem, and he had to lean into his empathy and speak to the people in there and use his emotions, so lean into the emotions of what the people are feeling, and these are the hostages, and the people that are taking hostages. Did you read that chapter?
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
The labelling term,
Yeah.
like, I thought that was quite good because he describes it as labelling their emotions to help them understand that you hear them, you see them, like you're listening, like you care.
Yeah.
And I believe he says, you know, using phrases like "it seems like," or "it sounds like," or "it looks like," and then what that does, it allows you to know that I'm paying attention, but also it allows you to re-clarify if I've got it wrong.
Yeah.
So, in fact, actually, a funny story or not. I had a workshop. I deliver workshops. I had someone inquiring about me delivering a workshop for them. Actually, it was online. And I could see in the call that there were two ladies, you know, kind of negotiating with me. What are we going to talk about? Are we going to hire you? And the lady, she was like, one looked a little bit hesitant about working with me. So I labeled it.
Yeah,
I said to her, I forgot her name, Michelle. Michelle, it seems like you're a bit hesitant about this. Is there anything specific that's concerning you? And her instant was like, oh, no, I'm not. It's just that we've never done anything like this before. And, you know, that allowed me to reassure her.
I think what that does is it shows emotional intelligence, which again is part of this chapter. So using that emotion as a tool, because the fact once you kind of name it, it brings it out in the open. And then, you know, you may have read that person wrong. So they can say, oh, no, I'm not actually feeling that way at all. I'm actually feeling this way. Yeah. And then you obviously, so you can move on from that place. So they say, you know what, I am feeling a bit hesitant. And okay, why are you feeling hesitant? Yeah. Because of X, Y, Z. So that now gives you an opportunity to go back and revisit the points that they've mentioned. So yeah, this is, once you label their pain as he puts it, you're putting the cards on the table, and it's quite disarming to the other person because what you're doing is you're not challenging them or confronting them. Oh, well, you seem this and that. It's like, I kind of feel as though you're a bit nervous about doing this deal with us, or you're a bit hesitant, or whatever it might be. And then we're just having a discussion about it, and it allows you to address those issues. So, you know, it's a very good negotiation tool because it's all about communication. You know, I've done a lot of sales in the past, and you want to listen more. So once you've kind of mentioned to them, okay, if they say to you, I'm feeling hesitant, or I'm feeling this way, or it's too expensive, you can ask more questions, you know, and then listening more to what they're saying to you. So it's very, you know, that's one of the things that, again, I think is relative to making sales from a business sense, but also, again, in a relationship size. And, you know, we do a lot of work with young people, and a lot of times when I work with young people, I kind of say to them, okay, it seems as though you're feeling a bit angry, or you're feeling a bit sad, or you're a bit nervous. Yeah. And it gets them the opportunity, because sometimes they might not say to you, they might not volunteer that information and say, I'm feeling this way. Yeah. But if you mention it, well, it's already out there now. They say, yeah, well, you know, I am feeling this way. Oh, why are you feeling like that? So, yeah, I think that was, again, just going back to emotional intelligence.
A great example he gave of labelling in the book was he had a class and he needed some volunteers to come up and, you know, help him with the class. Now, if he just said, I need some volunteers, you know, that's quite intimidating for the volunteers because they don't know, it's the unknown. So he actually labelled it, or he labels it in general, and he says, it's going to be horrible, but those of you that come up and do this, you're probably going to get the most out of it, more than anyone else. But just so you know, it's going to be horrible. So he's labelled it, he's labelled their emotions, how they're going to feel, and then he always gets more volunteers than he needed.
You know what's another thing that I do, and I don't know if it's down to this book, it's definitely down to the books that I've read over time, is I'm very much in certain situations, I will say how I'm feeling. And it's kind of allowed other people, so if I've done things in the past and I've said, you know, I'm feeling quite nervous or whatever, and other people will say, oh, you know, I'm feeling that way as well. So that's me kind of labelling my pain or labelling my emotion, and I've kind of seen it has a positive impact on those around me as well. I say, you know, I'm feeling quite nervous about this at the moment, but I'm going to do it anyway, or whatnot, do you see what I mean? So I think it kind of works in both ways. Even in a negotiation time, if you label how you're feeling, the other person may volunteer their information.
Yeah, I think it humanises it.
you.